T.B.Photo X 1.5 TFX, and welcome back to another video. Well, this one is going to be a little bit more about the same, but I'm gonna digress about it. Excuse me. Bit of coffee. Anyway, well, you know, guys, I have started to notice a little bit of a shift in some of the channels. You know, when I started becoming interested in photography from the beginning, in about 5 years ago, now time flies. Anyway, I started to notice when I started to look at YouTube videos in order to get some inspiration on how to begin my photographic journey and so on, and what gear would be a good starter kit and so on. Otherwise, you just slide in on a banana peel on whatever picks your fancy. For me, it became Nikon because that's what family members had used in the past and so on. And later it was because of the F-mount that has been around since the late 1950s, 1959 to be more exact. But when you start to look at some of the YouTube photography channels for 5 years ago compared to today, I've started to notice a little bit of a shift. I think before they were more like, you know, Discovery Channel and Natural Geographic Channel, to do a traditional media analogy, but now it feels a little bit, at least to me, I don't know about you, but a lot of photography channels, and not all of them, there are some that are extremely you know, in their, you know, straight as an arrow in the right way, but right way in quotation marks, but you know what I mean, because do you recognize this in any way?
Hi, it's Fitz with Slap Chop. You're gonna be in a great mood all day because you're gonna be slapping your troubles away with the Slap Chop. Now look, you're gonna love my nuts. Watch this. So you can do everything in the cover, all right? Or you can do it on the board, whatever you'd like. It's so easy, one finger. If I can do it with one finger, you guys can do it with your whole hand. Kids can do it. It's so easy to clean. 1, 2, and pops open like that, like a butterfly to clean. Now these other ones that you've seen in the stores, bacteria gets in the food, all the stores have this. You can't clean it. You can't open this up. It's worthless. Forget about it. Now,
hi, I'm Billy Mays.
And I'm Anthony Sullivan. Once in every lifetime comes a product so great, so revolutionary, that it really does redefine the way we get things done. The product we're talking about today is one of those, and it's called the Jewel Saw.
Hi, Phil Swift here for Flex Tape, the super strong waterproof tape that can instantly patch, bond, seal, and repair.
Yeah, I thought you might. As you can see, I think that we have gone a little bit from having very much informative, a lot of channels, it feels like they've gone from being very informative about the things that they talk about to become extremely much more like infomercials in a way. So you get that type of Vince Slap Chop and Billy Mays style of almost YouTube infomercial. That's basically what I've started to notice. You know, pushing the latest and greatest, and sometimes also the most expensive on us consumers and so on. So that's a little bit why I went back to this, a little bit back to basics, one should probably put it. The D2Xs, I mean, I've talked about this camera a lot of times, and there is a good reason for it. A 12 megapixel APS-C camera, this in Swedish kroner, when it was new, it was over 50,000 Swedish kroner. I mean, that's about 5,000 US dollars, and today you can get these for about $300 or 3,000 to 4,000 Swedish for a 12 megapixel APS-C camera. But here's the deal. I went out with these, you know, lenses that I've talked about in so many videos beforehand that they shouldn't really be that much of a, you know, surprise to you. The 70 to 300 4.556G lens, the DX version of 17 to 55 millimeter, the 60 millimeter macro Nikon 28D, the Samyang 8mm fisheye, and this lens. And I also went out with this little setup, a SB900 with a SC29 flash cable. The reason I opted for this is because it has the built-in dual, is it dual? Yeah, it's dual, you know, autofocus assist lights. Even though the flash unit itself has autofocus assist lights, if you are having this on the camera itself, you can basically have, as I use it, you can just have this and angle it in any orientation you want to. There's a really good book that I have talked about in a previous installment, written by Joe McNally, that is about flash photography with the Nikon system. So yeah, a great book that I would really recommend actually if you're interested in flash photography work. But the thing is, this camera might be old. It's 16 years old now, so it's in its mid-teens, so to speak, so it's ancient in digital camera circles and so on. But I went out with this yesterday, just a walkabout here in Uppsala. It was nice weather outside, and I thought I would, you know, use it a little bit for flash photography, and a little bit of a thing, if you want to, yeah, when I use flash with this one, I just put it on manual mode and I put the white balance to the flash setting. Otherwise I'm usually using this in the automatic white balance setting, and when I'm using ambient light I usually go for aperture priority because everything has to be quick. But even though this is an old camera, vintage more or less now, I become floored every time I look at the images that this camera can produce for its 12 megapixels. And behind you I have actually a 50-inch full HD television that I've actually blown up some of the images on from this camera, and I put it onto 100% magnification and so on, and I can't for the life of me see any kind of degradation in the images. So I'm gonna show you some. I didn't do that much of a B-roll with a little Panasonic lipstick cam, but what I started to notice when I took images with this camera was how great it actually is, and I said that in video after video after video, it feels. But the entire premise is, it might be old, but in my opinion it keeps up very well with a lot of modern day technology. Putting good glass on a, you know, a vintage camera body, basically glass, yeah, really important part of photography. But still, the images produced by this 16-year-old camera really feels incredible compared to anything today, basically, in my opinion. Then I'm just the happy amateur, so if you are the seasoned professional and disagree with this, by all means. I'm not really selling anything by the part of it, because this is, you can only get this on the used market, and all of these lenses I basically got secondhand, with the exception of the Samyang, which was one of the first lenses I ever bought for myself. But all of these other ones, these three others, are bought used. So yeah, I just wanted to do a little bit of a short video and a little bit of a rant about, you don't really have to, and I think Matt Granger before, his motto was get your gear out, and yeah, that's basically what this is all about, that you use what you have. You don't have to have the latest and greatest, but if you have a little bit of a knowledge on what to get, I mean, this is not a do-it-all camera by any stretch of the imagination. It is a low ISO camera. I mean, if you go above 400 ISO on this one, the images becomes very grainy indeed. But converting them to black and white, they still have that little bit grainy look, even though it's digital grain, I know. But still, really interesting that it still takes such great images. And I think I'll just leave you here with some of the images taken with this camera from the latest little photo walkabout on town that I've done. And yeah, I think that is all for me. And then I would like to ask you guys, what type of older equipment do you still enjoy using and still get a kick out of, and something that might surprise you still, that it can actually perform to a level that you thought were a little bit dodgy but still produces brilliant results? Yeah, put it in the comment section below. So yeah, I thought I'll just leave you with that for now. I'm ranting now, but anyway, this is Tobias Bergstrom from T.B.Photo X1.5 TFX, and I'd like to see you guys in the next video. And as always, please like, share, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care for now on. Bye.